Hey guys, Parallel here, and welcome to Star Trek Online. Today I'm going to be doing a test video to see how the audio levels and how the video is looking. So I am actually here on Risa as part of the summer event, and I thought I would take a look around and test out how things are working. Ooh, and there's 10 minutes left on the Horga'hn Hunt. Why don't I do that? So for the Horga'hn Hunt, it's one of these simple Risa quests you can do, and I've actually found it to be one of the most efficient ones for getting your Lullanaut credits. I don't have any on this character right now, but I will show you. So you do your Horga'hn Hunt, you start the quest, and then you actually see on your map several of the quest locations show up, and you can see, kind of plot out your path of where you want to go. So starting here, it is actually slightly random when you accept the quest. So there are, I believe there's 2 different potential spawn locations you can get when you start the quest. And here, as you can see, I am just using the green quality jetpack here. I did not farm enough Lullanaut favors for the top level epic quality one, which makes it a little bit harder to maneuver, but it's not too horrible, honestly. So there we go. So it's picking up these few Horga'hns that I've found. You can see here they actually get credits, or favors, I guess is what they're called. So the nice thing about this particular quest for getting Lullanaut favors, as opposed to some of the other ones, is that you actually have a pretty decent chance of getting a bird egg. So the rising bird eggs that you can also do a DOFF mission to hatch, and they're actually quite nice, because there are several DOFF missions once you hatch the egg, and then you can do a few more DOFF missions to actually have it like grow it into an adult bird. And once you get to an adult stage, you can turn it in for reputation marks, which is actually quite nice. So it's actually a pretty good way to get reputation marks, especially, if you're working on your Iconian reputation. That would be a good way to, get some Iconian rep marks on the side, as you're just farming Lullanaut favors anyway. So here we go. I actually got a Risian tropical bird egg from that one. Once I finish the quest, I will also quickly show you, where you can go to do those DOFF missions. They are, I believe it takes 20 hours to hatch an egg. Oh, it's over here a little more. Yeah, it takes 20 hours, I believe, to do the initial egg hatching, and then it takes several more days of growing it from like a fledgling up to an adult stage. Eventually, once you get it to, I don't know if it's an adult or elder or something like that, once you get it to that stage, I do have one here. Senior fire spray. Okay, so once you get to the senior stage, you can then turn it in for your reputation marks, which is pretty cool. There is a little bit of randomness to it, where you're I believe once you do the DOFF missions, there's actually a chance of it being a tufted variety instead of just the normal variety. And the tufted variety, I guess, must be slightly more rare, because they, when you actually turn those birds in for your reputation marks, you get 100 marks. Whereas if you just turn in the normal one, you get, I believe it's 60 marks. Alright, so almost done here. 8 of 10. So, yes, one of the things I do like about this is not only you get the rising bird eggs, as you're just farming Lullanaut favors anyway, it's pretty efficient in its own right. I mean, it only takes about 4 or 5 minutes, and you can see you usually get about 25 or so Lulnut favors just from the Horga'hns, and then you also get 75 favors from the actual turn-in of the quest, which I will do here very shortly. Alright, so here we go. And there it is. We completed the Horga'hn Hunt. Here, I will turn it in. You get your 75 Horga'hns, and it has a 10-minute cooldown. So, but the nice thing is that, see, the Horga'hn Hunt still has 5 minutes remaining. What I could try to do is switch over to an alt and farm this again. And if you're fast about it, you can actually get, I believe, three runs in the full time that the Horga'hn Hunt event goes. So for each time the Horga'hn event comes up, you could actually log in 3 alts, which would net you a total of about 300 Lulnut favors and some Rising Berg eggs, which are quite good. So I think this is probably one of the best events you can do, especially if you have alts, for just farming Lulnut favors. Like, for example, the dance off and the sand sculpture thing are not nearly as efficient time-wise. Alright, so since I got this egg, why don't I go show you what you need to do for the DOFF mission. If I beam to the promenade here, so yeah, on the promenade is actually a vendor. If you go upstairs here and run this way, there is actually a vendor. Over here on the left is the bird vendor. And if you look over here to the right, that's the vendor for the monkeys. But if you go over here to the bird vendor, and you can see here's your DOFF missions, where initially you do the hatch and egg one, and later on, once the egg is hatched, you do the raise missions, depending on what type of bird you get. So let's do the hatch and egg. Brings up my DOFF interface, and it's not... Oh, okay, there we go. Begin assignment. And there we go. So if I look at my in progress, here we go, hatch a Risian bird egg. And yes, 20 hours is what it takes. Do I have any other raising? No, I don't. Alright, so that is just a quick video. I wanted to also do a few more future videos of some of the Rising events. I am actually, as you can see, I have 960 of the prize vouchers, so I'm very close to getting my Nandi warship for the event, and I'd like to do a video on that. And then I also have another video I want to do for the new Tier 6 battle cruisers, which I also got, and I thought it'd be good to go through to a build video of those. Alright, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye for now.